Hello everyone, thank you very much for watching today. So today, it's all about practicing and preparing, not just for real estate, but in life in general. So I'm going to go over some real estate things that you need to be doing and of course in life. So one quote I came up with is that practice has no shelf life. You can't say, well, I practiced my whatever you're doing in life you want to get better at. You can't just do it once. You got to keep doing it. Either you got to live it every day and or practice it. You've got to always be doing anything that you were going to master. So you got to get your mind, your body, your emotions ready and practice and prepare for success. So you have to visualize what you want to do every day. Every day, anything good in life or anything that was ever created, a thing, a place, a successful person, a great athlete, if they ever attained a goal, there's always lots of practice and preparation. You can't go from A to Z without all the rest of the things that you have to do. So a lot of people in life, especially in real estate, are not doing the things that they need to do every day and not practicing and not preparing, even mentally and emotionally, for what they have to do each day. One quote I remember reading, and I'm going to butcher this up a little bit, but it said excellence. And it was, I believe it was an athlete that was like an Olympic athlete that got to a certain level. Sorry, don't know exactly which one it was because I'm just coming up with this right now because it's so connected to what I'm talking about. As I said, excellence is doing the same thing, monotonous thing, over and over and over again until you get it perfect and you're excellent at it. Just so think of sports and athletes. How many times does a golfer have to swing that golf club? How many hundreds of thousands, millions of times do they go out and hit the same shot over and over and over? A basketball star, LeBron James, how many times, how often is he on a court somewhere practicing the same shots that he's practiced over and over and over and over again? And you have to visualize. Example, though, three things I'll tell you about is like golf. They visualize the ball going to where they want it to be. The basketball, obviously, they're visualizing the ball going into the hoop. Hockey, not big hockey fans here in Cleveland, but to the hockey fans out there, you're practicing seeing that puck go into the net. And one of the quotes I've used before is Wayne Gretzky. I love the quote. He's like, how are you always in the right place, and how do you get set up? And what do you point to your success, or one of the main things point to your success? And one of the things he says, he goes, I don't go where the puck's going, or I don't go where the puck is, I go to where the puck is going to be. So he visualizes it, he analyzes it, and he knows where the puck is going to go, or thinks it's going to go from all his experience, and he gets there, and that's why he scored as many goals as he wants, or did. So the point being in real estate is you have to visualize where your goal you want to be. You've got to prepare every day. You've got to visualize yourself doing the things that you're going to do every day. You've got to prepare. You've got to have your schedule. You've got to visualize yourself that I'm going to get everything done in my schedule done for the day. You've got to emotionally prepare yourself for accomplishments that day, failures that day. Not really failures, but things that didn't move you closer to your goal because you're practicing. You might make 100 prospecting calls today and connections, but no one's looking or buying a house, and no one's referring you to someone else. But you're practicing. You're getting it done. You're doing the right things to get to the goals and things that you want to get to. So remember, practice has no shelf life. If you're not playing the game of real estate, what I mean by that, if you're not on the phone with or reaching out and prospecting, if you're not with a buyer, you're not with a seller, you're not in the middle of organizing or preparing for the rest of the day or the next day, if you want to make this a full-time successful career, when you're not actually in the game that minute, you should be practicing or mentally preparing for that game. So I enjoy, I bring up the sports analogies because I just enjoy. I'm not a crazy sports fanatic. I was never excelled at sports, but I know what the things that you need to do to excel at something. Example, myself, every day I visualize my schedule. I know what I have to get done. I mean, things come in throughout the day, but I know I'm going to get everything done. You have to be task oriented. What task oriented means is a lot of people I've hired and let go, gosh, I can't even track hundreds of people, employees and agents in my lifetime. And when I say task-oriented, I could see who's, over time, who's task-oriented and who's not. Task-oriented to me is that you have tasks for the day. You don't finish your day until every task is done, not moving things to the next day. Yes, there's projects and things that you're going to be working on over a period of time, but there's things that you have to get done. You have to get them done that day. Anybody that's successful in anything in life has their tasks, has their schedule, is prepared for the day, mentally gets ready to do all of those things and knows what they have to get done. So today, think about it. Practice, or at least mentally practice, of what you're going to say and what you're going to do when you talk to those prospects, when you talk to those buyers, when you talk to those sellers, when you're negotiating that contract, when you're getting your people ready for closing. You got to know that you are completely prepared to handle the situation, and you're going to do the best job that you can be. You got to get out there every day and every morning knowing that you are the best that you can be that day. If you don't feel you're the best that you are right now, or yes, you could still be in the learning process because you're a new agent and you're getting there, but make sure you have those mentors and those people, like those coaches, and any athlete, if they're not at their best at their game, they got their coaches, they got their mentors that they go back on to say, hey, how did I do that? And not to even go back, I was floored when I said, that Tiger Woods in the news now, but different way, but and hopefully he's doing a lot better. But Tiger Woods still has a swinging coach. Baseball players, professional baseball players, still have a hitting coach and a pitching coach. You think that they're at their professional career, they're already made it. They've already got there, they've succeeded, and they still have their coaches and mentors behind you to give them their opinion on what could do better, or ways they could do things more efficient. So think of that in your real estate career. You better have some mentors, you better have some coaches or colleagues that help motivate you, help you going, help you get to where you want to be, and say what you're doing right and wrong. I do that every day for agents. I love doing it when they say, Tony, I didn't get this listing appointment. This is what I said. What should I do differently? How should I negotiate this better? How should I make my buyer's offer look better in a multiple offer situation? So you're preparing, you're practicing, you're researching, you're getting someone else's opinion. You should be doing that all of the time. If you want to make this a full-time career, you got to be doing something all day long, every day, like a full-time career. That's the one important thing that I see agents that don't succeed. They don't do something all day long. They think that they're their own boss, and they slack off. They don't, at 9 o'clock in the morning, they're not working. They're still preparing or doing something, or they only work an hour a day or 2 hours a day. Any agent, new or been experienced, it doesn't matter how many years in the business, if you put hours like this is a full-time job, during the day, 9 to 5, before you go out on your showings. Again, that's the other thing, getting off tangent here, is that a lot of agents, they think, well, I'm showing houses tonight for 4 or 5 hours, and then and this weekend I got a few open houses and they think that's the work. No, that's the game. That's the game. LeBron James doesn't go, well, I played, four games this week. I don't have to practice. So you have to practice. You have to prospect. You have to master your listing presentation. You've got to master your social network and with your contacts and your sphere and your database. You've got to know what's going on in your market and be an expert in your market. During the day or many hours a day is practicing and getting ready and preparing for the actual game of when you have buyers and when you have sellers. That's the game, not the practice. So if that makes sense to you, if you're just playing games all the time and never practicing, you're never going to master your craft. So hopefully that makes as much sense as I tried to explain to you what I mean by practicing, preparing, and getting ready for everything. So remember, there's nothing you can't learn. There's nothing you can't practice and do often and get excellent at it and be a master of it and be a great, successful agent. There's nothing you can't. Everybody has the ability. You just got to put in the work and put in the focus and have the mental and emotional and physical stamina to do it and last and win the game of real estate. So that's it for today. Hopefully that helped you think about a few things. And remember, always use me as a resource. If you need anything, call me, email me, text me, and we'll set up some time aside for one-on-ones anytime. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, Friday at high noon. Bye-bye.